Hi, I'm Brian with Performance Bodies. This is Cody. Today we're going to go through the assembly of an X-Series dirt car lift. We're going to kind of go through how we do it ourselves. Dirt Car does send some instructions when they ship out, or when we ship out the dirt car lifts, but we kind of figured it might be a little bit easier if you saw it visually, so we're going to do a quick little video. One of the first things that I would say that you should do is grab the dirt car lift, open everything up, unbox everything, take the hardware kit, go through the hardware kit. There's a list that comes with it, lay it out. We take and we actually lay everything out on the ground so we know where everything goes. You can kind of follow the instructions that come with it. And this also will kind of help a little bit with when you're going to assemble it, so you have everything kind of right where you need to have it.
So all these bars are labeled on them. So this one is going to be the right inside top. All of them are labeled like that, so get those laid out on the side you want them. These X bars come with labels on them, which I've already taken off. You can kind of see a little bit of it left. But that label on that X bar labels the top of the right side. So you can lay that stuff out accordingly. I already have everything pre-greased and ready to go, so I didn't make a mess on all of everything while we're doing this video, but there's some grease over here. Grease your X bar up, and we'll start putting this together.
So there's several ways you can assemble this. The way that we're going to start with is doing one side at a time. And when you do the one side at a time, you're going to do it with both sides. Lay it out where you make sure, again, like Cody told you, each one is going to be labeled, tells you where it goes. But make sure that the way they're milled on each piece is going in the same direction. And we'll start with washers. And in between each piece that you put on, they come with these little plastic shims. You want to make sure you put that plastic shim in between each piece. So the next is going to be
Your spacers.
your spacers.
On the spacer block, it has threads on one side, and it's just a hole on the other side, so make sure your threads are on the bottom. Line them up with your holes.
Yep, and the hex spacer goes on the top, the round spacer goes on the bottom. And then after the spacer, more plastic washers. And then, that's the top. Plastic washers, and then the outside frame.
This is over left.
And again, these are also labeled just like these crossbars are labeled, so they'll tell you where to put them.
Yep. All one in the back.
And then just for now, you don't want to tighten anything down tight right now, but we're going to put the little end caps on just loose enough to keep everything free.
Leaving everything loose makes getting the cylinders in later a lot easier.
And that's assembly on one side. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do the same exact process on the other side. Okay, at this point right here, the difference on the left side is after you put this, the tube on the bottom, there's a support bracket for the bolt spacer that you've got to remember to slide on now. Leave it loose. You don't have that on the right side, it's just on the left side, lower bottom. We'll have another similar piece that goes on the upper side on Cody's end later. Now here on the top, the back will get the standard hex. If you have not bought the option for the left front riser, then you just put the hex spacer on the front there also. If not, the option for the riser comes with a new hex that's pre-drilled. The newer X braces, the X brace actually comes drilled. So all you have to do is just unbolt it, bolt it through. If you have the older style, you're going to actually have to drill the X brace. Then the rest of the assembly is just like before. Alright, and that completes the basic setup of the lift itself. Now we're going to move on to getting everything ready to assemble the hydraulics. Okay, the next step is going to be installing the cylinders. The cylinders, you're going to slide it in from the back side. Slide both of them through. We're going to assemble the back side. Remembering to use, or putting the bolt through the spacer. Getting the bolt through the heim of the cylinder just enough to kind of hold everything together, and then slide the other half through. The small one should go on the inside, the large one goes in on the outside. And then it's just getting it lined up. It may take a minute, and then just the inside is threaded also, so it's just threading this into the inside. Once it's all the way through, you have a nylon insert jam nut, you'll lock down on the outside.
Like I said, it's right there. Now it's just. All right, so on the top side, there's also a bolt support that you'll have to install. It's easier if you install it beforehand, so you can get it all lined up nice the way you want it. And then you have to connect the cylinder. Just like before, the inside one is threaded, and you put a jam nut on the back side when you get it through.
Now the cylinder is pulling back. I recommend keeping a hold on the sides. Don't get your fingers in the inside, because if it comes down, it will pinch your fingers. And then we just repeat the process on the other side. And then the last step, Dirt Car recommends pull each of these back out, put a drop of blue Loctite on each one of them, and then you can tighten up each of the outside caps. And that'll get you the assembly of majority of the lift. The next thing we have left to do is put the handle on. So the next step we have is we're going to assemble the handle, and then we're also going to show you the way that the dirt car lift is you can actually put this handle on the right side or the left side. So Cody and I are going to put the handle together real quick, and then we'll show you how to mount it to the lift. Then the last step with the handle, like I said before, there's provisions in the bottom bracket where you can actually mount the handle on the left side or the right side. So we're going to go ahead and mount this on right now. It's just 4 screws. Slides right in.
Again, they recommend using Loctite on the handle, on all the parts of the handle. Just one little drop of blue Loctite.
And that completes this part of it. The only thing we have left to do is the risers that come with the lift. We're going to install them real quick. We'll grab those and we'll get set up and we'll show you how to put them on. Okay, now we're going to install the risers that come with the X-Series lift. First thing you may have to do is you may have to loosen the top bolt, outside bolt, just to get these to screw in. They'll only go in one way. There's a large one and a small one. Just make sure your hex is flat on the top before you put this in. It'll make your life a lot easier, and then they just bolt in through the side.
So on the left front, we got another riser. Unlike the back, it doesn't have rails to tighten it into, so here's where getting your holes lined up earlier helps. It will rotate on there, but it's easier if you have it all lined up ready to rock and roll. And this just slides down through the holes. The bottom is threaded, so these bolts will thread into the bottom, and then there's jam nuts that go on the bottom to make sure nothing comes loose.
Okay, so the last thing we have is getting the pump and everything ready. So what you're going to need for the pump is you're going to need a battery. This is something we do not carry anymore due to hazmat certifications with UPS, FedEx, Speedy, and everybody. We are no longer allowed to ship these. But it's just a standard lawnmower battery. If you go to our website, there's specifications on what battery to use. The fluid, same thing. It'll tell you that which hydraulic fluid you should use. You should not use ATF. They are very specific on what type of fluid that they want you to run in these. And to keep it under warranty, stick with their recommended fluids. But the fluid we do have in inventory as an option. So we're going to fill it up with fluid, we're going to put the battery in, and then we're going to hook it up to the lift, and we're going to show you what the lift does. Alright, the last step is hooking up your pump to the lift. And one thing that Dirt Car has done, they've went to the quick disconnects, and the way they've done this is you cannot mix them up. So the inside, the outside, they've done the male on the one side, the female on the other, so you cannot hook this up wrong. The other thing they have done is they have actually on these little tethers, so when it's not in use, caps, so you can make sure you keep the dirt and everything out of them. Make sure you use those, especially on the lift side, actually on both sides. But this will be the last thing we've got to do. We've got the lift, we've got the battery in it, the fluid in it, and we'll get going.
Bingo. Oh, boy. Alright, so one of the safety features with the dirt car lift that most of them don't have is it is power down, so you don't need that. You don't need that support brace in there. That's what they're, and it's supposed to go just a little bit over center, so that's why you don't need that extra support brace to hold it. Also, when you get done with your lift, and you're getting ready to pack up for the night, it's really important to read these pressure release instructions, because if you do not release the pressure in the lines, it is a bear to try to get the lines connected the next time. So you hold this button down and you go up and down with the remote 3 times. And believe me, that will make your life much easier hooking your lines up the next time you go to use it.
Okay, everybody, it's been Brian and Cody from Performance Bodies. You got this done. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Give anybody here a call, 1-800-RACING-1. Visit our website, performancebodies.com. We have the dirt car lift on our website. You can call in if you want to order one. We have them in different colors.
They're in stock, so you don't got to worry about waiting for them. We have them right here in the building, ready to ship.
Thanks for watching the video. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call.